Namaste. Welcome to Learners to Talk. Let us understand common size balance sheet. It is also known as common size position statement. Problem: convert the following balance sheet of SA Company Limited into common size balance sheet. Balance sheet as on 31/3/2019 and 31/3/2020. Liabilities: 31/3/2019 is the previous year, 31/3/2020 is the present year. Asset: 31/3/2019 is the previous year, 31/3/2020 is the present year. This is the given information. From the given information we have to write the solution. I've already explained in the previous video common size balance sheet. Please check out that video and learn in detail. Here I'm just gonna tell what comes under what. Under particulars we have equity and liability. Under that we have shareholders fund. Then non-current liabilities, current liabilities. Then total equity and liabilities. You should have total shareholders fund, total non-current liabilities. Total current liabilities will give you total equity and liability. Next, under assets we have non-current fixed assets and current assets. If you add both non-current assets and current assets, it will give you total assets A plus B. Solution: common size balance sheet of SA Company Limited as on 31/3/2019 and 31/3/2020. You have to write this statement. It's compulsory. It carries 1 mark. Particulars: this is 31/3/2019 is previous year. Under that we have 2 columns, rupees and percentage. 31/3/2020 is the present year, rupees and percentage. Under that we have equity and liability. See, in common size balance sheet we consider this 23,45,000 and 27,55,000 as our base for dividing. But in common size income statement we took base as revenue from operation. Okay. First heading under liabilities is equity share capital 10 lakhs, 12 lakhs. Shareholders fund, under that we have share capital 10 lakhs, 12 lakhs. Okay, as I told now 23,45,000, okay, and 27,55,000. What we do is 10 lakhs divided by 23,45,000 into 100 will give 42.64%. Same way for this, 12 lakhs divided by 27,55,000 into 100 will give you 43.56%. Next, capital reserve 90,000, 1,85,000. General reserve 5 lakh, 4 lakh 50,000. Sinking fund 90,000, 1 lakh. See, all the reserves and surplus will come under one heading. So capital reserve, general reserve, sinking fund all comes under reserves and surplus. Add this all these three and write it under shareholders fund. When you total general reserves, sinking fund, capital reserve, all these three will get reserves and surplus, that is 6,80,000, 7,35,000. 6,80,000 divided by 23,45,000 into 100 will give you 29%. 7,35,000 divided by 27,55,000 into 100 will give you 26.68%. Total shareholders fund A. Add share capital plus reserve and surplus will give you total shareholders fund. 10 lakh plus 6 lakh 80,000 will give you 16 lakhs 80,000. 16 lakhs 80,000 divided by 23 lakhs 45,000 into 100 is 71.64%. Then 12 lakh plus 7 lakh 35,000 will give you 19,35,000. 19,35,000 divided by 27,55,000 into 100 will give you 70.24%. Next, debenture. 4,50,000, 6,50,000 will come under non-current liabilities. Non-current liabilities, debenture. 4,50,000, 6,50,000. 4,50,000 divided by 23,45,000 into 100 will give me 19.19%. 6,50,000 divided by 27,55,000 into 100 will give me 23.59%. Total non-current liabilities. If we had any other long-term borrowings or something, we would have written under non-current liabilities. There is nothing as such, so we can add. So there is only one entry, we can show it directly the same as it is. Next, sundry creditors. 2 lakh, 1,50,000. Bills payable 15,000, 20,000. This both are current liabilities. You can show them individually also, or you can add this both and show it in current liabilities. I have added the both and showed in the current liabilities. Trade payables, sundry creditors plus bills payable. Okay, so 2,15,000, 1,70,000. 2,15,000 divided by 23,45,000 into 100 is 9.17%. 1,70,000 divided by 27,55,000 into 100 is 6.17%. Now total current liabilities is same because I've already added here. Okay, total equity and liabilities, it is already given. We are considering this as the base. Okay, remember. Next, assets. Assets here. Now what? See, first let us record all the fixed assets. That is buildings, land, furniture and fittings. Okay, those are all tangible assets. Assets, non-current assets is also known as fixed assets. Under tangible assets we have 8 lakh plus 1,98,000 plus 77,000 will give you 10,75,000. Next, 14 lakhs, 3,45,000, 1,05,000 will give you 18,50,000. 10,75,000, that is nothing but total assets. This amount I am taking. So 2345. Same way for total assets also it is 100%, 100%. So 10,75,000 divided by 23,45,000 into 100 is 45.84%. 18,50,000 divided by 27,55,000 into 100 is 67.15%. Next, in non-current assets, something like non-current investments or anything is there, we have to record that. We have investments, those are non-current. So 3 lakh and 2,50,000. Non-current 3 lakh and 2,50,000. 3 lakh divided by 23,45,000 into 100 is 12.79%. Then 2,50,000 divided by 27,45,000. No, it is 27,55,000 into 100. It is 9.07%. Total non-current assets is, add this both, 10,75,000 plus 3 lakh will give you 13,75,000. Here also 18,50,000 plus 2,50,000 will give you 21 lakhs. Okay, now 13,75,000 divided by 23,45,000 into 100 is 58.63%. 21 lakhs divided by 27 lakhs 55,000 into 100 is 76.22%. Next we have is current assets. Under current assets we'll have stock. Okay, that is also known as inventory. So inventory, how much it is? 3,20,000 and 2,50,000. 3,20,000, 2,50,000. 3,20,000 divided by 23,45,000 into 100, 13.65%. 2,50,000 divided by 27,55,000 into 100 is 9.07%. Next we have is debtors. It is also known as trade pay receivables. 4,50,000, 3,90,000. So trade receivables 4,50,000, 3,90,000. 4,50,000 divided by 23,45,000 into 100 is 19.19%. 3,90,000 divided by 27,55,000 into 100 is 14.16%. Cash and cash equivalents. 2 lakh, see, 2 lakh and 15,000. 2 lakh is divided by 23 lakhs 45,000 into 100 is 8.53%. 15,000 divided by 27 lakhs 55,000 into 100 is 0.54. Add this all three, you'll get total current assets. 9,70,000 and 6,55,000. Now 9,70,000 divided by 23,45,000 into 100 is 41.37. Then 6,55,000 divided by 27,55,000 into 100 is 23.59%. Okay, now this is the problem. Always remember, total assets will be 100%. Okay, here also total liabilities also, here also 100%. From this, that means you should take this as a whole, divide it. Now for example, divide and into 100, you'll get this percent, this amount, and this amount is already given in the question. Thank you for watching Learner's Tutor. Please like, share and subscribe.